friends, it's Andrea from Between the Fields. It's a really cold, blustery March day, and I'm just so sad that I haven't been able to get out in my flower beds. So I thought I'd take some time to repot and plant some new houseplants inside. I don't do a lot with houseplants because I don't actually have that much natural light in my house. I tend to crowd everything in one big window that I have, but it's still nice to have some green plants growing no matter what time of year it is. So I was going to start with a few things that I've rooted. I have a green pothos plant, and I also have a bit of a snake plant. I bought the snake plant a few years ago. This is my mother's snake plant. I bought it a few years ago, and you can see this is all the new growth. This is the original, which I didn't really tend to that well, but it's been doing really well, and I did take a cutting. Maybe that one was cut all the way down to the dirt. I don't remember because there's not really a top missing. But I just think it's so neat that you can propagate your own plants from a simple cutting, and you can see this one is doing really well. It's got several leaves and the roots look really healthy. So I thought we would pot those up together today. My husband is working on remodeling our bathroom. It's a simple spring remodel. We're just getting some new paint in there, new shower curtain, and freshening the place up. And I would love to have some plants in there when he's finished. So we're just going to start by putting some dirt in our vessels. I love getting unique vessels or pots, maybe something that you wouldn't normally expect. This kind of looks like a giant teacup. I got this at the thrift store, and I just absolutely love the color and the design. And this is a more traditional pot, but I just love the design as well, and I think that'll look really nice in our bathroom. We're painting it gray, and we're going to have some white wainscoting to go in there too, so I think it'll look really fresh. The dirt that I am using this year, I can put a link in the description. It's called Coco Loco, and so it comes with, or it has some coconut coir in it, which I just love. We're trying to get away from using the peat moss, and so I'm excited about that. And then I've also added in this Mycos, which is supposed to help with fungus, and well, it says organic root enhancer. So it's just supposed to help keep it healthy. I've already mixed that in. When you get potting soil, it's very dry. I like to dump some in my tub. I don't know if you can see that. I just have this old tub that I use. I think it came with Legos from my son when he was little. So I just put it in dry and add the ingredients that I'm going to use, and then add water and just get it to a moist stage that's nice to work with. So I think I'm going to do the pothos in this because it has such a long root. I didn't really know what I was doing when I cut this, and so I'm hoping that it will take off and grow some more leaves, and possibly I love it when plants spill over the edge, so I'm hoping that'll happen. I'm just trying to work it down kind of to the bottom because that's pretty long, and then I'm just gonna put some more dirt on top. I'm kind of a messy gardener. How about you? I would normally love to do this outside, but like I said, it's just so bitter cold and windy. We're having wind gusts up to 35 miles an hour, the weather said. We had what I'd call a false spring. back in January and February, it was very, very warm. We had days in the 60s, and I think we even hit in the 70s, maybe not quite that high, mid 60s, I think. And it was just so nice. I actually got outside in the flower beds and I did do some weeding already. I have some of my beds done, and I really thought that it was just gonna turn warm and we were gonna have a really early spring and maybe even early summer at that point. But like I said, it was false. And my husband warned me that that would happen, and I was just so hopeful that maybe it wouldn't. So now we'll just tuck the snake plant in there, and I'm gonna top it off. This will be a small vessel for this to go in initially, but you can always pot it up when it starts growing more and more. But I just love the color of this, and I think it'll look really pretty in the bathroom with the with the gray walls and the white trim. I think that'll look stunning. What do you think? Okay, we'll clean these up a little better when I'm all done. Lastly, for today's video, I am going to repot the mother plant, the mother snake plant. Oh, I thought I should mention too that both of these plants do really well in low light. That's why I'm so excited to have them in the bathroom, because we do have a window in there, but it mostly has the shade drawn because it's our bathroom, and we wouldn't want people to see in. So these plants should do really well in there. I've read that a snake plant, I think, and the pothos, they do well with or without sunlight. So I'm excited to see how they do and see if they can grow. And they both don't mind the humidity. So that's another perfect reason to put those in the bathroom. Now, I do have some dry dirt in here. I wasn't sure how much this pot would take. So this is just my dry dirt. Like I told you, you're gonna mix it with water. And I'll go ahead and put a little bit of this pothos in there. I might need to take my gloves off to get into this bag. And there is instructions on the back telling you how much to put in. So for containers, 1 to 3 gallons, it says 1 to 2 tablespoons. And it comes with a really nice little scooper. And that's a teaspoon. I think it said tablespoon. So we'll go ahead and put, I'm just gonna put 1 in there because I'll probably top it off with the dirt that I've already mixed. And that already has the pothos in it. I've been using this soil and mixture for my seeds this year, and I'm really impressed with it. I really think it's helping things do a little bit better than normal, and I'm really pleased with that. So now we'll add some water. And hopefully it doesn't come out the bottom. And get it mixed in and soaked up. You don't want it sopping, but you want it to be able to hold together. I'm probably going to need a little bit more. And that's pretty good. Okay. Okay guys, this could be interesting. Oops. Because this plant has been in here a really long time. I'm not sure how it's going to come out. Let's see if we can do it. I might give it a little push from the bottom. Oh, there it goes. This is not good dirt that I had used. A lot of times I would just use dirt right out of the garden to save money, and you know, I guess it worked. I also learned a trick years ago to fill up big pots, to add some styrofoam down in the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. Oh dear. But I've since learned that it's not really the greatest to do that. So I'm not doing that this time. Sometimes I'll do that for my really huge planters outside to fill them up. But I had learned about how that's really not good. You know how people used to put stones in the bottom of a pot for drainage? I read that actually can give the plant wet feet, and that's not always a good thing. So I'm trying to not do that and trying to just use the dirt, unless I have a gigantic planter that probably is just going to be planted with annuals, and the roots won't really matter if they're wet. Let me get that cup that I dropped. Okay. So to fill this up right away, I can see the plant is a little unsure what to do with so much space. It's been confined for a really long time, and I'm just hoping that it loves its new home. I got this beautiful planter from my really good friend. She gave it to me in the fall with some paper white bulbs, and I really enjoyed it. I loved having the paper whites bloom here around Christmas time. And now I'm just thinking this planter needs a permanent home, a permanent plant in it. So I'm really excited to have such a beautiful vessel to have my snake plant in. I'm thinking it might take a little while for it to get acclimated, but then I think it's going to be really happy here. And it has plenty of room to grow. I think that was part of the problem in the other vessel. It was in there for a long time. It probably felt a little root bound and nowhere to expand. So I'm hoping that this one will really take off now. Plus it has a lot of new healthy soil with lots of good nutrients in it. I'd like that to stand up a little straighter, but I don't want to hurt it either. I don't want to break that off. There we go. I think that looks pretty great. What do you think? Well guys, thanks for joining me today while I repotted these houseplants. I can't wait to get out in the gardens with you. Hopefully it's real soon. But for now, have a great day and we'll see you next time. Bye!